shooting little neat things.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name's Gary Consorto. I'm the general manager of the association. Also here is Sherry Walshline, the general manager of the club, and obviously the landscaping contract impacts both entities as we move forward. The first thing I'd like to do is do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Before we get into the introduction with Floralawn, I've got a few comments to make, and also got to put these on. I apologize. A little over a month ago, we sent out an email to the community as it related to the process that we went through, which is kind of what brought us here today. I'm going to take a minute and reread it. Please bear with me. I would like to thank and commend the Landscape Committee and the Sola Vita Advisory Committee for analyzing the 6 bids, selecting 4 presenters, participating in the presentations, analyzing the presentations, spending days visiting other communities, talking with and asking questions of the other communities' landscape committee, and talking with and asking questions of the other communities' general manager and management teams. Following all of the above, the resident committee members met to discuss what they saw and heard from the various communities they visited. A vendor was selected by the vast majority, and the 2016 specifications were then compared to the 2013 specifications. There were 14 items that represented an increase in services, and in reviewing these line items and being fiscally responsible, they identified which of these would be the most important, have the most impact on the quality and visual appearance of the plantings, and in the long run, provide the community with a more sustainable landscape. The end result was an increase in the mowing schedules for the Bahia grass, a tighter specification on the weeds, new added fertilizations of both the palm trees and the shrubs, an additional St. Augustine turf fertilization, a mandatory St. Augustine turf weed application, and an additional tall palm tree trimming in the early fall. The tall palm tree specification was also changed from 12 feet to 16 feet, which now means all palm trees up to 16 feet would be part of the monthly pruning service instead of incorporated into the once-a-year service, and those 16 feet and above will now be trimmed twice a year. The following members are here that are part of the Landscape Committee and the Advisory Committee. And I'm going to ask those here to stand because for their salary, they did a heck of a job. And I have committed to triple it. For the Landscape Committee, Donovan Brown, Chair, Joe Celia, Joyce Collin, Jackie Erickson, Tom Gallagher, Donna Gilmartin, and Don Westerville. From the Advisory Committee, William Lang and Barry Sparrow. I'd like to recognize those that weren't able to make it from those committees so you know of their participation. Dick Kellogg from the Landscape Committee, Roosevelt Thomas from the Landscape Committee, and Stephen Tyler from the Landscape Committee. From the Advisory Committee, Glenn Bento, Chairman, Dave Daubert, Judy Johnston, Ann Smith, Bunny Whites, Kathy Laffey, and Art Jameson. Again, all of these people worked awful hard to get us here where we're at right now. Before I turn it over to Floralawn, I'd like to point out that this isn't about Mainscape. This isn't about the current conditions that we're going through right now. We are aware of the situation. We have been making site inspections for the past month. Floralawn is also making site inspections all of this month. We are also documenting various deficiencies that we will be, over the next 30 days, coming to a final accounting with Mainscape, and what funds were earmarked for them at one point in time are going to be supplemented to Floralawn to get us caught up, to get us where we all want to be as quickly as possible. In addition to the specifications that we brought up and the changes, a couple of the things that was done going forward in 2018 from a cost saving standpoint was that the mulching portion for 2017, the mulching and the palm trimming is not in Floralawn's contract. That will be managed directly by the association through the association. We were able to affect some money savings by doing that. We are prepared to manage that ourselves in order to help the overall budget numbers and contract scheme going forward, because we did improve the services. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Floralawn for them to do their presentation. At the end of their presentation, we will have a question and answer period. Again, I would like to ask that the question and answer period be directed to Floralawn as it relates to what they plan on doing going forward, not what condition you may find yourselves in today. Based on what we believe to see taking place within the first 30 to 60 days is a marked difference once they are here to get us to where we want to be. We will get there as quickly as possible, and also with the help from Mainscape once we have our final account. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Lucas Martin. Yes, sir.
You might re-emphasize, you said palm tree pruning is not part of their contract. Tall palm tree pruning.
Okay, I was asked to qualify, we're referring to the tall palm tree, and as I read earlier, in the past, it was 12 feet and above. Going forward, it's 16 feet and above. So everything that is 16 feet and shorter will be done on the monthly basis if you have dead palm fronds. Then we will be doing the one taking place January, February, and March, as well as then August, September, October will be the second trimming that the tall palms that we've added going forward. Lucas Martin.
Hello. All right. I'm Lucas Martin, the Vice President of Floralawn. Thank you so much to the Landscape Committee and for the Advisory Committee for your faith in Floralawn, and we're going to show you that is well placed. Just a couple things. I got a short video that's going to kind of introduce you to Floralawn that we did, and that should help us out a little bit. But we really feel like through the increase in scopes and services that you guys are going to get through proper management and through more manpower, you're going to really see a huge difference out here. We're going to get into that in more detail for our presentation, but let me get the video started. How do I turn this?
Your community. It's your...
Turn it up a little.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you've chosen to place your roots. This is where you take pride in all you've accomplished. Your roots grow. You watch as your neighborhood blossoms. There's a sense of pride for not only yourself, but for those friends around you. It's a quality of life you've earned and you want to maintain. This is your community, and it matters to you.
At Floralawn, we understand that it matters, and since 1993, our family-owned and operated business here in Central Florida has been proving it day in and day out.
As a full-service landscape maintenance company, our trained and certified staff handle all aspects of your property exterior, including maintenance, fertilization, pest control, irrigation, pumps, wells, specialized home injections, exterior lighting, lake fountains, and much, much more. If you have a need, we can service it quickly and effectively, hassle-free.
Floralawn I've worked for about 4 to 5 years with. They've been a very dynamic company. During that time period, they've really grown with our company. I think their level of service and what they do is professionally within their training and how they service the customers, but also the residents that we serve. They do a fantastic job of doing that. They won actually last year with our company, they won our Vendor of the Year award. Which we give to vendors that basically go above and beyond within our communities, and we felt Floralawn as a whole throughout the state of Florida was one of the companies that we needed to recognize, so they did get that award last year. So, the 5 years that we've had with them have been, amazing. We've enjoyed the partnership.
Our customer service is second to none. We have experienced employees dedicated not only to taking care of your community, but also caring enough to have continued education and training so that they can service you with the best possible practices. Beyond continuing training, our clean professional staff use the best equipment, providing you the reassurance that your community is being cared for as if it were our own. We are professional, we are reliable, we are trustworthy, with a customer retention rate of over 90% and the establishment of long-standing relationships with our communities. We've earned the trust of countless homeowners across Central Florida, and now we want to earn yours.
Floralawn started here in Beltray about 3.5 years ago, and Beltray is a resort-like community. We have basically 4 associations here. We have 3 villages and a master association, which is the one that has a clubhouse and the general grounds for the amenities. So we want to keep it always looking what we call resort fresh. And if you look around, you'll see that landscaping is a huge part of that. When they took over, this place was not resort fresh looking at all. And I would say within a month, it was a complete turnaround. And people were, it was noticeable. We've had several companies on this property over the years, from national companies to large companies and everything else. One of the factors that really impressed us about Floralawn was the fact that I can pick up the phone and talk to Lucas, who's the boss, or to Brad, who is the fellow who is in charge of the property. And the fact that they're local, the fact that they're large enough to do the job, small enough to take care of the customer and have that interaction was extremely important. Well, a big deciding factor in selecting Florida.
Who you trust to service your community is an important decision, so put your trust in a proven customer service provider, Floralawn.
Green slide.
Green?
New.
Oh.
Not.
Red. Right here.
Now, new.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, the bald guy from the video was me. All right. Again, I'm Lucas Martin, the Vice President of Floralawn. I have with me Rob Averett. He's the founder and president of Floralawn. You'll hear from him in a minute. Brad Thompson's going to be your main guy. He'll handle this presentation, most of it. I got Warren Wingett. He's the head of the irrigation out here. And then we have Rich Medlin. He's the fertilization and pest control manager. So that's the team. And again, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I know our video touched on some of this, but I want to talk about it anyway. Again, 1993, we're out of Lakeland, Florida. We're in the 863 area code out of Polk County. We are local. You're not going to have to call customer service in wherever. You're going to call here, 863 number, which I'll give you. And we have plenty of support. We've been here for over 20 years. So all of our licenses and work is done in-house through dedicated departments, which Brad will talk about in a minute. Every level properly trained, constant training for safety and for the best practices. So that is a constant battle with us, constant training with us. And I do want to, I know a lot of other companies, you don't have this opportunity, but the owner of Floralawn, which again is right here in Lakeland, he's out of Lakeland, Florida, and I want him to say a couple words. Rob?
Good morning, I'm Rob Averett. I'm the owner and president of Floralawn. I want to thank you for the opportunity to serve your community. I'm excited. This is my backyard. This is where I live. This is where I've raised my family. And I wanted to tell you that you have my full attention. And I believe that we've assembled the best team in the whole state of Florida. And so I look forward to working with you, and I thank you for the opportunity. And we'll talk more after individually if you'd like.
Thank you, Rob. Some of our pedigree here, we come with a lot of awards. We have multiple municipalities that have given us beautification awards. We have village associations that have given us Landscaper of the Year awards. We have, and of course, Evergreen Lifestyle Management gave us their Vendor of the Year award last year. So we come with a good pedigree. This is the kind of look you're going to get. Everything's professionally wrapped. Everything's very clean. Everybody is uniformed. Everybody, you're going to know who Floralawn is. You're going to know who's on your property at all times. You're never going to be guessing. It's very obvious that Floralawn is on your property when we're there. So this is what you're going to get. This is the thing that this really separates us is our departments, because we have a complete best management practices program. And this isn't just, this is for the long-term health of your plants and for the aesthetics both. So you're gonna get a healthier, better looking product. And you get this by having all of your personnel trained properly, all of them are best management practice certified, and they all work together to make sure that the product looks the best it possibly can at all times. And you do this because we have the best management. We invest in our managers. They've been with the company for a long time, and they're the best at what they do. And because we all know that it's all comes down to management. That's what we invest in, because you have to train the laborers, and that's what we do. So I do want to introduce Brad Thompson. He is going to be your everyday out here. He's going to be living out here pretty much. Over 25 years experience. This guy he started off on a stick edger, on a weed eater, pulling weeds. He's done it from that level. He's ran fertilization and pest control department. He's ran enhancement department. He's irrigation Maxicom certified. There's nothing about landscaping fields he doesn't know. And we feel like he's going to service you guys like you deserve to be. And I want to introduce him. Right here.
Hey, good morning, everyone. As Lucas mentioned, I'm Brad Thompson. I'm going to be the branch manager here at Solavita. And so he spoke enough about me. We don't need to talk about me anymore. So we're going to move on. I'm excited to be here. I know that the folks that we've hired are excited to be here. These guys behind me are excited to be here, and I hope you're excited that we're here, or you will get excited after we're here for a bit. So the Floralawn difference, maintenance, as far as the maintenance goes, we're definitely a company that changes mowing patterns, so that's going to make a huge difference in the way your turf looks, the thickness of your turf, the color of your turf. Just the overall look of it is going to change simply because we're changing mowing patterns. I know that a lot of you have seen driving down the boulevard or driving through the neighborhoods, you see the same lines every week. And so we're going to change that. That's going to make a huge difference. Daily blade sharpening. I'm not so sure what's going on right now and don't want to know, but we sharpen our blades every day. We have blade changing stations set up at our location where the guys come in at the end of the day. The blades are already sharpened for them. They pop the mower up, put new blades on, and they're loaded and ready to go for the next day. So that's a huge difference as far as maintenance goes for your lawnmower, or for your lawn, I'm sorry. The detailing pattern will be met. We've inserted larger crews into the different zones to be able to get that accomplished. I know that currently there may be some issues, but we're going to solve that. And if we need to change something else to make it better, we'll do that as well. Also, the moss is going to be removed now up to 6 feet in height in your trees and your shrubbery. The beds are going to be reasonably weed-free. Listen, I've lived here for 25 years. I'm originally from Ohio. It's Florida. So I've seen weeds every year that I've never seen before. And we live in a subtropical environment. It's almost impossible to keep those beds weed-free all the time. Are you going to see some? Yeah, from time to time. But through pre-emergent herbicides, I don't know if you've ever heard that before. It is a granular form, and it also comes in a liquid form that we're going to apply on each home and in the common areas. And it sterilizes the weed seeds from germinating, which is going to help us out. It's going to keep you happier. And at the end of the day, we're all going to be a lot better off. Along with hand pulling and your typical Roundup spray that we're going to be applying. The Roundup spray is more for we'll be putting down the beds, but as well as your driveways, the sidewalks, aprons and the curbs and things like that. Also, I know that sometimes with the weather, we had that big hurricane that they made a big deal about here a few weeks back that turned out to be really nothing. But in the summertime, you can get behind in this business, and it could rain for 2, 3, or 4 days straight. And you're going, man, how can they get the lawn done? How are they going to get this done? We have 2 other locations that have staff as well. So we can pull from those locations. Are we going to be here working on a Saturday after a rain event during the week? It's possible, but we'd like to bring more crews in from other locations and get this done so that you guys can have your weekends to yourself. You don't have